As we gathered this morning, we acknowledge on behalf of the County of Renfrew and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. And we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of Indigenous peoples who've taken care of this land for thousands of years. Please stand for a moment of silent reflection. Madam Clerk, could you conduct roll call, please?
Thank you, Warden, and good morning. Councillor Brose.
Present.
Councillor Doncaster.
Present.
Councillor Donahue.
Here.
Warden Emo.
Present.
Councillor Giardini.
Present.
Councillor Grills.
Present.
Councillor Yon.
Present.
Councillor Lynch.
Here.
Councillor McKenzie.
Present.
Councillor Mayville.
Present.
Councillor Murphy.
Here.
Councillor Nicholson.
Here.
Councillor Service.
Here.
Councillor Watt.
Present.
Councillor Weir.
Here.
Councillor Wilmer.
Present.
Thank you, and we have quorum.
Thank you. And I believe I'm expecting a motion from the floor.
Yes, Warden, at this time I would like to ask for suspension of the rules to allow the alternate for Horton, Councillor Proctor, to be able to vote in the election and sit at the table.
Thank you. And do you have a second?
I do, sir.
I second it.
Okay, thank you. So, all right, thank you. Mr. Kelly will provide background.
Thank you, Warden. So just a peculiar set of circumstances this morning. Upon review of our alternate member bylaw, bylaw number 11318, that item number 4 suggests or dictates that an alternate member shall not represent a county councillor at an inaugural meeting or any board or agency to which the council appoints a member. So again, when this was chatted about, we suggested that this come forward as for your consideration to council. This will require 2 motions, one to suspend the rules as you've heard the motion, which will require a 2/3 majority vote, and then a second motion that would basically allow the alternate member of Horton to participate at today's inaugural meeting. So thank you, Warden.
Thank you. So you've heard the motion and the explanation. Are there any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? None. It's carried. Thank you. And now if I could have the second motion, please.
I think I wrapped them into 2. My apologies, but I will move also that Councillor Proctor return to the table and be able to vote. Sorry, it was suspension of the rules and the second one. And, sir, I do have a seconder for this motion as well.
Seconder? Thank
I
you.
second it.
Thank you. Mr. Kelly, anything further?
That's all, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, any comments, questions? All those in favor? Opposed? None? It's carried. Thank you very much, and welcome, Councillor Proctor. And she has attended at least 3 meetings and several tens of committee meetings, so it's very unusual for us to do this, but sometimes democracy and governance grinds along slowly, and you find some unintended consequences in the rules as you move forward. So thank you for your patience. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof? Okay, seeing none. And prior to starting the Warden's address, I'd like to acknowledge some of the people who have contributed to this chambers over the years and has made it an institution as opposed to a room. And so in the audience today, we have longtime clerk and CEO, Mike Johnson. Michael, good to see you. And Norm Lemke, someone who I met a long time ago. I met Michael a long time ago. I showed up as a fresh young spark in about 1988 to talk about recycling, and what a great thing for the county. And Michael took me aside and suggested it wasn't a good idea for a number of reasons, and he was probably correct today. He wasn't correct in 1988, but he is correct today, so thank you, Michael. Norm, too, I met a long time ago, Norm Lemke. Norm was a negotiator for the county and HR and provided that service, and I sat on the other side of the table with FCS. And so I first met Norm there, and then I came here. So Norm, it's good to see you again, and Norm's been in any number of projects over the years that have been successful and has had a large part, as had Michael, in shaping what we are today. And we have Jack Wilson, who served 50 years in municipal politics and again was a mentor to everybody that came through the door here. And I think, Councillor Watt can attest to that as well at home in Laurentian Valley. And so, Jack, thank you very much for being here today. And Paul Curtis, Warden Paul Curtis is here today. Paul was Warden, I believe, in the mid-90s when we were going through quite a tumultuous time as we were trying to sort out. There was lots of threats about how government was going to change. And anybody that knows Paul knows that he's extremely calm. He's very methodical, and I say that with a great deal of admiration as he approaches things, and elicits or sets off such an aura of calmness and confidence. So, Paul, it's good to see you again. And again, I've known Paul quite some time. I always enjoyed his company and his wise counsel. So, Paul, thank you for being here. Bob Sweet, Warden Bob Sweet is here as well. Bob, again, has been around a long time and really shaped, you look at the Algonquin Trail as an example, Expo 150, any number of ventures like that. And Bob was an exceptional warden, the right warden at the right time when we needed someone to sell the county on a fairly consistent basis across Ontario. And so, Bob, you reached into his bag of tricks as a salesperson and really sold who we are and shaped who we are. And so he was so good at our messaging that he was on the fiscal review panel for AMO, which shaped the way we were funded. And some money was brought back to municipalities around the social services branch of the government. So thank you for that, Bob. Your vision and your efforts. I know what it's like to slog down to Toronto for 3 days and then hustle back here and then hustle back down. So I certainly appreciate it, and I know everybody else does as well. And Warden Robinson is here as well. Debbie is no stranger to the chambers. She first covered it as a reporter and wrote opinion pieces as well. And then she joined, was a longtime community advocate and volunteer, and then she joined Laurentian Valley's Council and came here and became warden and led us through a very trying time. She was the warden during COVID, and the rule books were tossed aside, and you had to form partnerships based on trust and vision and lots of effort. And she led us with great dignity and calmness, and it was certainly appreciated by these chambers and others in the area. So Debbie, it's good to see you back again. So thank you. Members of County Council, during the month of December, I attended 5 meetings on county business. On November 28 and 29, I attended the AMO Board of Directors meeting. The meeting summed up our 2024 initiatives, which included renewal and implementation of the 10-year CCBF agreement. We talked about growing the LAS program. We worked on developing a guide for councils, for conference delegations. The ministry had spoken to us about trying to get as much information to them from councils and not as much preamble and posturing. So we've worked out a guide for that. Completed some foundational research on diverse candidates in municipal politics. So you're going to see that in the Democracy in Action initiative that's rolling out, prepping for the 2026 election, along with many more. And we set some strategic objectives for 2025. So you'll see those roll out in January. The warming center in the city of Pembroke opened on December 7 at the corner of Sussex Street and John Street. We want to express our sincere gratitude to all the partners who worked together through collaboration and commitment to create the space in such a short time frame. This achievement represents a county and community effort which has provided a safe and supportive space for those in need. So thank you, and a special shout out to our Community Services Division with Andrea Patrick and Jason Davis's team. They worked long hours and worked really quickly and made decisions and pivoted, and so thank you very much for that. And again, through the guidance of Mr. Kelly and consultation with Chief Nolan. So it was a real team effort to do it, and so we really appreciate what they've done. So I will remind those assembled here of the following: the County of Renfrew, experience our history, share our future. This concludes my address for this session of County Council. Correspondence, Mr. Kelly?
All relevant correspondence has been forwarded to the appropriate committees. Thank you.
Thank you. So with that, I will be leaving the chair and turning the meeting over to Mr. Kelly.
So Gwen Dabrowski, our clerk, will be handling the meeting now on, and I'll assist the clerk. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Emo. Item number 8 on the agenda reads, pursuant to Section 17 of the County of Renfrew, Procedural Bylaw 85-10, we will now start the process for the election of Warden. We have 2 nominations. In alphabetical order, the candidates are Councillor Emo and Councillor Weir for the 2025 Warden position. Can the mover of Councillor Emo's nomination, Councillor Brose, please come to the podium and speak to your nominee? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dombrowski, and good morning and welcome, county councillors and staff, our guests being some of the past wardens, MP Cheryl Gallant, MPP John Yakubuski, Chief Sarzen, Colonel Jason Guinea, and Mayors Steve Bennett, Tom Sidney, Lisa McGee, and Suzanne Dion, as well as family and friends. Commitment, dedication, perseverance, passion, patience, and vision are qualities that I admire in the leadership that Peter Eamon has demonstrated during his 2 terms as warden. These characteristics will be necessary as we move forward in the changing political environment that will require careful planning and navigation. With federal and provincial elections looming for 2025, a newly elected president in the United States, threats of more immigrants fleeing to Canada will increase pressures on homelessness, health care, and food insecurity, stretching our resources to critical levels. Stability and experience in our local leadership will be instrumental in addressing these challenges. With years of experience in municipal government, combined with his extensive background working with family and children's services, I'm confident that Peter is well equipped to provide the leadership and guidance necessary to navigate these challenges in 2025. Peter's leadership has been instrumental in keeping Renfrew County on the leading edge of innovative ideas and initiatives to address some of these issues. The Seniors Paramedicine program started in Renfrew County has now been adopted throughout the province. Peter took the baton from Warden Robinson, kept his foot on the gas, and was successful in securing provincial funding for Renfrew County's Virtual Triage and Assessment Center, commonly referred to as VTAC. This initiative is providing a health care option for 7,000 residents without a doctor and reducing emergency room wait times, and is the envy of many municipalities in the province. Paramedics assigned to hospital emergency rooms for patient transfers has reduced ambulance offload delays, assuring more timely and reliable emergency responses. The development of the MESA program, bringing together Ontario health teams, the Renfrew County District Health Unit, and approximately 30 community organizations, has resulted in a reduction in the number of community deaths and visits to hospital emergency rooms. The recent announcement of a permanent warming center in the building that houses addiction services in Pembroke is another example of visionary planning to provide a 24/7 service for the most vulnerable residents in our community. With the addition of transitional housing units in the Care 4 building on McKay Street, an effective program to address homelessness, substance abuse, and addictions continues to evolve. A contribution agreement with Health Canada was finalized in September for $1.8 million for a substance use and addictions program to be integrated with MESA. These services are a result of partnerships with the County of Renfrew, City of Pembroke, Care 4, Renfrew County Housing Corporation, Mental Health and Addictions, The Grind, and a number of local community service organizations. The addition of 8 new accessible affordable housing units at Lee and Douglas Street, a new duplex on Cecil Street in Pembroke, and a new triplex in Renfrew, as well as the Renfrew County Housing Corporation Renewal and Replacement Strategy, are part of strategic planning initiatives. A new agreement with Pembroke Regional Hospital's mental health services was implemented to improve safety and stability for tenants and minimize damage to Renfrew County Housing Corporation units. The opening of the newly renovated paramedic base in Eganville that incorporates 2 VTAC treatment rooms and houses the Sierra team vehicles and equipment is providing improved response and service to the Highway 60 and 41 areas. These successes would not be possible without effective lobbying efforts, identifying needs, building awareness, assembling relevant data, and preparing presentations for our provincial leaders. Peter has ensured that Renfrew County and rural Ontario are well represented through effective engagement, communication, and advocacy, such as addressing the recent OPP billing increase in his role as chair of the Ontario Wardens Caucus. He has achieved this through the various organizations he's been part of, including the Rural Ontario Municipal Association, known as ROMA, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, known as AMO, and the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus, which Peter has chaired for the previous 2 years. Peter has also worked tirelessly on the expansion of Highway 417 to Renfrew, the Brindle Road access to Garrison Petawawa, Petawawa Bridge and roundabouts, and Highway 17 improvements from Meath Hill to Deep River, as well as continued development and promotion of the Algonquin Trail, along with all of our ATV and snowmobile trail networks. Peter's determination was evident in successfully lobbying to host the Ontario Winter Games in Renfrew County in 2021. Peter also volunteered to chair this committee, and in spite of the COVID challenges, event cancellation, and rescheduling to the following year, the Games were the most successful the province had experienced. The Games generated a surplus of $375,000 and the creation of a legacy fund designed to support local athletes, organized sports, and recreation programs. Peter is passionate about his work and is receptive to new ideas from his staff and fellow county councillors. Peter embraces new challenges, seeks input from senior leadership and colleagues, welcomes feedback, and works collaboratively to devise and execute a plan. This is evident in the number of delegations and meetings that consume Peter's schedule when he is attending conferences, addressing members of Parliament, and interacting with other municipal staff and elected. On a personal level, Peter has always been available to offer his support for local challenges, such as the need for improved transportation services for Renfrew County, lobbying for funding for additional childcare spaces, and exploring more shared services with our smaller municipalities to help ease the tax burden on our residents. Peter approaches these challenges in a calm, professional manner, interjecting humor if he senses tension, carefully considering different viewpoints before providing feedback and adding support to implement a plan. Peter seldom complains in spite of his own physical discomfort and challenges that he faced waiting for hip replacement surgery, which he recently underwent. Always the optimist, research-oriented, and solution-focused, Peter's ability to recollect and retrieve information have provided County Council with a level of stability which will be necessary in the next year. In particular, County Council has adopted a new committee of the whole structure for 2025. With Peter's leadership experience, amenability, and guidance, Council can be assured of a smooth transition during this adjustment. In conclusion, a powerful quote that has resonated with me was one Peter made at the Mesa Initiative launch on May 22nd, 2024, when he stated, "If not us, then who?" This statement exemplifies Peter's approach to the critical issues he encounters. With his vision to seize opportunities, his resilience to maintain meaningful engagement, and the courage to manage change, it is my privilege to nominate Peter Remo as Warden for the County of Renfrew for 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brose. And before just Gwen continues, I'll just remind folks of the procedural bylaw of the 5 minutes of speaking time. So what we will do is afford the mover of the second nomination the exact same time, which should be 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Brose. And Councillor Giardini, can you please come forward?
Thank you, and good morning, and welcome all. Welcome to my fellow county councillors, our exceptional staff, Chief Greg Sarrazin, Mayors Dion, Sidney, McGee, Bennett, Colonel Guinea, and your exceptional staff. Thank you for your service, all of you. Who else? All our former wardens. In particular, I'd like to point out Paul Curtis, who was my mayor and warden for Laurentian Hills. Alana. Welcome all, and if I've missed anybody, my apologies. I'm very pleased to second the nomination for Councillor Peter Emo as warden for 2025. I agree and support everything that Councillor Brose has said about Peter. He's been a very effective warden for our county for the past 2 years, and I've witnessed firsthand his dedication to this county and to all the members and staff in this room. Peter leads with a very rich history of the county of Renfrew. After all, he's been involved in the political arena since, well, for a long time. His experience serves him well and is happy to share his historical expertise. I've always been impressed in how he runs his meetings as warden. His presence demands respect, and he is respectful of others. Peter's a people person. He's very good one-on-one. Whether it's in the coffee room or on a break or at Queen's Park advocating for more support for our county initiatives, people listen to what he has to say. He speaks from the heart. He's also a very effective team member. He does not try to overpower or insert his presence into our conversations. No matter the topic, Peter has had some experience dealing with it, or if he hasn't, he will contact or knows someone who has the proper information. He's not one to steer you in the wrong direction and will seek advice or more information to ensure that we get it right. As Renfrew County councillors, and especially as warden, we are faced with many difficult decisions. The county staff are very effective at their jobs and continually challenge the elected council to make decisions that will support effective change and progress for all residents of Renfrew County. These decisions ultimately affect our levy, and we in this room are all aware of the importance of gaining additional support from our provincially elected officials. Peter continually lobbies for more provincial and federal dollars for us and has proven to be quite effective. In March of 2023, we, the Council of the County of Renfrew, declared intimate partner violence against women, an epidemic. This is one of the areas that Peter has referred to many times. We need to do better, and I believe with Peter's leadership and commitment, we will. In 2023, our neighbors, the Algonquins of Pikwakanagan, declared a state of emergency due to the escalating toll that fentanyl and other opioids were taking on the community. The County of Renfrew announced the launch of MESA, a new initiative that works to address the root causes of homelessness, substance abuse and addictions, and the root causes and mental health. It is a collaboration between 3 internal service providers, community services, paramedic services, and our development and property departments, as well as partner organizations serving our communities. Peter has been tirelessly promoting this evidence to action model. There are so many other issues that need to be continually addressed. The expansion of Highway 417, the completion of the Algonquin Trail, transportation services, shared services, harms reduction with Renfrew County District Health Unit, affordable housing, the desperate need for more childcare spaces in our county, support for manufacturing, tourism, agriculture, and forestry industries, and the list goes on. Peter has vowed to support and to continue to work hard on advancing the business of Renfrew County. For all these reasons and more, I am pleased to second the nomination of Peter Emo as warden for the County of Renfrew for 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Giardini. I would like to call on Councillor Emo to please come to the podium.
Good morning, everyone, again, and welcome, council, family members, staff, honored guests, our viewers, and members of the media. It is with a great deal of pleasure that I address you today. I wish to thank my mover, Councillor Brose, and my seconder, Councillor Giardini, and County Council for considering me once again for this honor. You have allowed me to stand before you again to ask you for your support to serve as Warden of the County of Renfrew. As always, I will need your guidance. We have lots of work to do. I say we, as I believe, as do you, that the office of Warden is an instrument of council in our community as we work to continually improve all aspects of our community. It takes a great deal of support to fulfill the role of Warden. Support from you as council, from our staff, and the many welcoming and kind residents of the county. I've had the support from my family and friends throughout my life, acting as a councillor, as a mayor, as a reeve, as a warden, and a community volunteer. So please allow me to introduce you to my wife, Alana. Alana, you can just wave a little, thank you. And my sister, Mary, and her husband, Mike, who are here today as well. Your support and wise counsel has been most welcome and at times urgently needed. Looking at 2025, I envision us moving forward generally under the auspices of some guiding principles or just some thoughts. We'll continually and strongly advocate for increased funding across the organization. Infrastructure, childcare, long-term care, community paramedicine, and public health are all areas needing funding injections and not just on a one-time basis. These needs and others will be identified and accompanied, as usual, by sound and costed policy papers. We will continue to seek and leverage community and ministry partnerships to ensure we achieve health and service equity. We will accept no less, and we deserve no less. We will continue to deliver quality, timely, right-sized services to our community. At the same time, we will pursue resources that enhance our capacity, support innovation, and contain costs. We're not oblivious to the environment. We work within it. We will continue to partner with our labor partners, our member municipalities, our staff, and community partners to provide professional development and education for our staff and the community. We will continue to equip councillors and staff with the tools and materials to communicate with our community. We will lead or join in advocacy that is meaningful, important, and develops service equity in our community. An example was our commitment to work with FCS. That's not our mandate. They're not a service we deliver, but a necessary service for the community, and we've committed to assist them. We will review and renew our commitment to governance and internal consultation as we move forward. We will work to develop a youth engagement model. We want them to join in improving their community today and tomorrow. It's very important we engage youth. I look around the chambers, none of us are young. Young in spirit, maybe young most of the time in energy, but we're not young. In conjunction with AMO and FCM, we'll make it easier to attract greater diversity in candidates for the 2026 election. We need to work to inform all candidates and leaders as we're able to in the 2025 provincial election of the County of Renfrew's needs, our plans, and most importantly, our past successes. We're going to work to remove our biases as we encourage people to move here, to invest here, to work for the County of Renfrew, and to live here. And very quickly, I've got some bullets, so we're going to pay attention, as Craig has indicated, to the 5-minute rule as we move forward. Because of moving to the Committee of the Whole model, we're going to need to be very succinct. Continued expansion of 417 and Highway 17, Miller and Meath Hill to Deep River. County Road 51 design and work with roundabouts, Garrison, Petawawa and their needs with Brindle Road, and also supporting their deployments as they're coming up, and other infrastructure and upgrades. Continued acquisition and development of the Algonquin Trail and other trails as we promote all of the County of Renfrew and our community trails. We're going to exploit the benefits of ERN's broadband and cell projects to prospective businesses and individuals. And we're going to initiate, by way of a discussion halfway through our mandate, now that we're halfway through our mandate, a review of our and maybe a refresh of our strat plan. We're going to take a serious look at assisting in designing and coordinating transportation services for residents in our community with our ad hoc committee, and we're also going to do some work on climate action. So we've got some other things we need to do, and most importantly is we're going to define the warming center, what it is, and then seamlessly fit it into our overall care. So I would like to thank you for considering me as a candidate. I promise to work with you, work with our member municipalities and our Pikwakanagan community as we move forward, as we look to achieve savings and deliver new or better services. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Councillor Emo. And can the mover of Councillor Weir's nomination, Councillor Service, please come to the podium?
Good morning, fellow councillors, staff, and a big thanks to all of our honored guests for coming here today to join us for this important occasion. And thank you to CAO Kelly for the offer of 5 extra minutes. However, I've only prepared 5 minutes of quality speaking notes here. So I think it's best I don't ad lib for an extra 5 minutes. So today we convene here to elect a warden to provide leadership as we continue on our journey of strong county governance. I've gotten to know Rob Weir quite well over the last 2 years, before and after our meetings here, during our lunch breaks, and especially during our crowded bathroom breaks as we all wait to use the facilities. And full disclosure, I did reach out to members of Rob Weir's council in Greater Madawaska to solicit some comments from them as well to help me with today's speech. Rob Weir is an exceptional leader and a community advocate with a deep passion for his role as a public servant. A passion that stems from his long career as a police officer. It is this lifelong commitment to serving the public that has taught him humility, respect for all, and the importance of community engagement and fostering strong relationships. Rob understands the importance of community spirit, fostering pride and trust through his tireless dedication to connecting with his residents in Greater Madawaska. His contagious energy and approachable personality make him a respected and effective representative. Rob is highly knowledgeable in local and regional politics and has a strong commitment to continuous learning and making informed decisions. He prioritizes long-term planning, and his leadership has fostered a collaborative and innovative environment in Greater Madawaska, thus enabling cohesive teamwork between his council and his staff, and allowed his community to take great strides in the past 2 years during his term. Rob's professionalism, compassion, commitment, and ability to motivate others to excel make him an outstanding candidate for Warden of Renfrew County. He has a clear strategic vision and also a good adherence to good governance and fiscal responsibility. This promises a positive path forward and a strong advocacy for Renfrew County's future. I encourage you strongly to consider Rob Weir as the next Warden of Renfrew County. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Service. Councillor McKenzie, can you please come forward?
Thank you, Clerk Dombrowski. So, county councillors, residents, dignitaries, county staff, and others gathered here, I'm honored to second the nomination for Rob Weir, candidate for Warden of Renfrew County. I would like to preface this with some comments of how proud I am to be a county councillor in the county of Renfrew. The level of decorum is high. We are truly fortunate to have a senior staff to work with who understand the complexities and rewards of public service. Because of the organization's fastidious adherence to good procedure, this has freed staff and committees to become very forward-looking, facing challenges such as housing shortages and homelessness, doctor shortages, shrinking higher governmental financial support, for infrastructure in particular, a shrinking talent pool as baby boomers retire, all to levels never seen before. Rob Weir embodies the dedication, interpersonal skills, and high degree of ethics required to lead County Council and to carry on the solid tradition of the County of Renfrew of ultimate respect for democracy and public service. In Greater Madawaska, Mayor Weir leads a very functional council and productive and motivated staff in a jurisdiction that is one of the fastest growing in Eastern Ontario. In 2 short years, he has improved the character of its governance and connection to the taxpayers. Greater Mad, as we call it, doubles as a vacation playground for many. As a member of the Ottawa Valley Tourist Association Board, Rob Weir understands well the dual role of both lower and upper tiers in Renfrew County to not only provide efficient and effective services to permanent residents, but also to promote Renfrew County as a vacation playground full of either plenty of relaxation and plenty of excitement, an important part of our economic mix. As a former law enforcement officer with international experience and connections, Rob Weir faced many real-life challenges, and he carries those lessons learned to public service. I can't tell you how many times I've heard public safety concerns from residents in what is a changing world, and Rob Weir's background in public safety will be a strong asset as warden. I've gotten to know him quite well over the last 2 years as my neighboring municipality. And as I learn a bit more about him each time we interact, I am more and more impressed with his skills and his resume. Renfrew County has a heart and reaches out constantly with services to those in difficult personal situations, all within our means. Rob Weir also has a heart with a long track record that includes reaching out to disadvantaged youth and providing experiences to them that were character building and exposed them to some of life's pleasures that their families could not afford. Rob has taken many initiatives throughout his short 2 years to get to the bottom of each issue being faced. Rob is the only councillor member that I'm aware of, there may be others, but he's the only one I'm aware of, who has gone along on a ride with county paramedics, for example, to get first-hand experience with the issues of our community. Rob has provided to you in his documents what his priorities would be as warden. I won't repeat them here due to time constraints, but he has made it clear that any of these goals, which match our approved strategic plan, and he's clarified some of the nuances in there, any of these goals are dependent on all of us, not just the warden. He understands that the best role of a warden is to facilitate individual councillor contributions based on their strengths, interests, and defined roles, but also to be a strong spokesperson, ensuring that Renfrew County is getting the support it needs, not just from the upper levels of government, but support from the public in everything that we do, from day-to-day efficiencies to inspiring innovational projects that are executed by a collaborative council and administration following good procedure. Thank you, and I urge you to strongly consider Rob Weir for Warden of the County of Renfrew.
Thank you, Councillor McKenzie. Councillor Weir, please come to the podium.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my nominator, Gary Service, my seconder, Mark McKenzie, all in attendance here today. Thank you very much for attending, and fortunately the weather was nice to us that we could all get here safely, so thank you. Why did I get into politics? Why did all of you get into politics? Why did we want to represent our municipalities? To do better, to do what's proper, and to do what's right. We all have that in common. We also have the fact that we're flexible. We're open to opinions, we're open to change. And that's part of what we do in this democratic process is we move forward always for the betterment of our communities and our taxpayers. We want to increase our economic growth in the area. We want to attract people. And I think we need to do that. And we need to work together as a team. There is so much experience in this council chambers of background and information that we need to draw on. The role of warden is not one that stands alone. To lead to the effectiveness of a warden must rely on the advice and the expertise and the dedication of all the council members. Each of you brings diverse background and knowledge. County Council plays a crucial role in shaping the policy and governance, ensuring accountability in operations and setting clear directions for staff. Together, we must focus on strategic planning, balance fiscal responsibility, and the delivery of exceptional services. This requires careful delegation, consistent oversight, and unwavering commitment and the well-being of residents. I believe if we focus on fiscal responsibility, economic growth, community safety, transparent governance, strategic planning, community safety, infrastructure development, and affordable housing in a regional collaboration, we all need to work together and we all need to progress. And as warden, I would love to preside over this council and tap into all of the experience that is in this room. Work as a team. And I thank you, and it would be an honor to be warden. Thank you.
Thank you to both of our candidates. We will now hand out the ballots. Clearly mark on your ballot the name of your choice for Warden 2025. Fold your ballot into 4, and we'll be coming around so that you can drop them into the ballot box. Thank you for your patience. On a count of 11 to 6, we would like to congratulate Councillor Emo on the successful election of becoming Warden 2025. I would like to ask Councillor Rose and Councillor Giardini, the mover and the seconder, to escort Councillor Emo to the podium.
Declaration of office under Section 232 of the Municipal Act 2001. I, Peter Emo, having been elected or appointed to the office of Warden of the County of Renfrew, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I would disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III, and I make the solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing it has the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I would seek a mover and seconder that the ballots for the election of warden be destroyed. I see the member from Greater Madawaska, seconded by the member from McNabb Braeside.
I did not move that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought I saw you. Sorry, the member from Blanchard Valley, seconded by the member from Madawaska, or McNabb Braeside. Any further discussion? Yes, sir.
Just, I would like to see them myself, just as closure. I think that's part of the procedure bylaw that I'm allowed to see them.
Sure. So oh yeah, okay, so we'll take 5 minutes then? Is that? Yep. It is a great honor to be seated here today and speaking to you in my role as Warden of the County of Renfrew. Today we've gathered County of Renfrew councillors, cherished family members, friends, valued staff members, viewers, media members, and special guests to witness democracy in action. Thank you to all of you for joining us in this inauguration. This is always a very special event. It's historically ceremonial and politically significant. Our chambers over the years have steadily become a respectful and respected place of governance and democracy through your efforts, your pride, and your discipline. When I decided to let my name stand for this office in previous years as well as this year, I did so with a sense of pride. My pride has been developed during the year serving in these chambers and the legacy of the leadership of the past wardens, councillors, and administrators. To them, on your behalf, I offer our thanks for the path they have forged and the one I and we will now take our turn to lead. So thank you. I am proud of the communities we are maintaining and those we are creating. Our community is cherished for its natural beauty, our surging agriculture community, our tourism experiences, our innovative health and care network. We live and guide a very special place. It is our duty to contribute to and develop quality of life for all. We maintain small urban and rural services across a sprawling 7,700 square kilometer community, while our near Ottawa location gives many the opportunity to sample the desirable amenities of city life. In the next months, as we follow the guidance of staff, our official plan, our 10-year homelessness and housing plan, our asset management plan, and combined with other documents and strategies, we will continue to enhance and contribute to our cultural, our economic, our environmental, and social health. These produce our much envied community vibrancy. Cultural vibrancy is achieved by offering the opportunity for personal fulfillment through access, sometimes in partnership, to sports, recreation, active leisure, and living, arts, culture, and heritage. We don't do this alone. We do it in partnership with our friends at the City of Pembroke and also our ongoing partnership with our member municipalities. Our economic prosperity is based primarily on a diversified and resilient economy, and we support and hope to expand the existing industrial base. We have fostered an environment for business to thrive with our prime adjacency to major transportation hubs leading to Southern Ontario, the U.S., and international ports. Our staff and council have supported small business. We've supported agriculture, forestry, tourism, and also targeted specific business sectors in advanced manufacturing, renewable and clean energy, and agribusiness. Our vision of environmental health embraces a community where natural systems are valued for long-term health and enjoyment. We accept and celebrate our rural-urban mix as central to our sense of belonging and community pride. We will evolve as we adopt climate adaptation and mitigation strategies. We're going to partner with citizens, other governments, and non-government organizations to have a collective impact. We must take responsibility for our piece of the province, the country, and the planet. Our county, our community possesses a shared vision of social well-being. We will continue to build a healthy and safe community based upon caring on social health and services equity. We have raised and will raise the awareness of the need for housing and work towards a variety of solutions, developing accommodations to support people at all stages of their lives, such as apartments, townhouses, granny suites, and smaller homes on smaller lots that are affordable and attainable. We will find partners. It takes time. This year, we will be challenged by financial pressures on our budget due to inflation and non-discretionary cost increases, many of which are beyond our control. Another challenge is the result of new and unfolding provincial regulations. These will affect our planning and operations and add more financial stress. We are grateful for the recent OPP costing adjustments and the OMPF increases. The County of Renfrew supports the call of FCM and AMO for a rebalanced and sustainable fiscal relationship between the three levels of government. Council and myself look forward to continuing our partnerships with the business community, with our public sector partners, with labor groups and neighborhood associations, our volunteers, our nonprofits and entrepreneurs to build our community together. We are so fortunate to host Garrison Petawawa in our community. They are a valuable resource as we serve our community and an important part of our local economy. Colonel Guinea has become a willing partner, a leader in our community, and an advocate for us in many ventures. Please extend our heartfelt appreciation, our admiration, and our support to the serving members on the garrison. Our relationship with the Algonquins of Pikwakanagan has been slowed by the after effects of COVID and the opioid crisis. We will work to strengthen this relationship and renew our resolve to move forward. Our relationship with our partner and friend, the City of Pembroke, continues to be strong as it branches out into new fields of care. They fund and develop with us a number of necessary and critical services in our community. This relationship is guided by meeting the needs of our community and always evolving. Our relationship with our member municipalities continues to evolve as we pick through the constant change sent to us by the province. Change will encourage us to work together, to share services, and to develop new models as partners. We will be speaking more and a lot this year about new relationships as we are increasingly challenged to continue to serve our community. As we pause for a few minutes this morning, let us remember that across our community we have first-class facilities, we have galleries, we have libraries, rinks, parks, and museums, and we have beautiful heritage main streets with outstanding trails and natural areas. We are a community with hardworking, dedicated people. We can do anything with the support of our people and where we unleash our ingenuity and our energy. We can and do create a showcase that can bring the world to our doorstep. I strongly believe we're on the right path to meet the challenges and opportunities that will be before us in the coming years. I have every confidence in our council and staff working together with our community to achieve our goals and realize our dreams. I am grateful to Councillors Michael Donoghue and Jennifer Murphy for nominating me in the past. Today I'm grateful and pleased with the support of Councillor Brose and Councillor Giardini. I am humbled and deeply touched by your kind words and the vote of confidence of Council. Congratulations to Councillor Weir for letting his name stand and offering a vision that is shared by many of us in these chambers. So thank you very much. And to his mover, Councillor Service, and his seconder, Councillor Mackenzie, thank you as well for your thoughtful words. And as always, movers and seconders share a vision that needs to be heard. So to all of you, thank you very much for your efforts today. To my colleagues, the commitment, the drive that brought you here 2 years ago will continue to serve you well. You will have successfully obliterated your learning curve, and you continue to ponder and to consider information. Information you then actively and thoughtfully discuss, followed by reasoned courses of action decided on by you. We're going to need some patience as we work through our new committee of the whole process, and I know that you're all dedicated to making it work. We will be focusing, as we work to change the chambers, we will be focusing on committing to the 5-minute rule. I'm probably the guiltiest of rambling, so I will contain myself, and we will work to contain other people as well. So I think we're going to need that to move forward effectively. Yes, thank you, Neil. I appreciate that giggle of confidence. Or was that a guffaw? So, thank you in advance for your patience and your dedication to continue to make this place work. The community respects your passions and your positions when we discuss issues at council, and then as you spread out to inform our decisions and plans. And so we're up to the challenges. We will continue to work hard with MP Cheryl Gallant and MPP John Yakubuski. I told John, I said, we're going to drive him hard like a rented mule right through until his last day, so he was glad to hear it. I also suggested to him that I was going to run as an NDP candidate because we were Liberal, we were Conservative, so the NDP's up next. And I said if I did that, I was going to claim to be his cousin, similar to what he did with Sean Conway. So I think you can expect that announcement very soon. Is Gerald here? Oh, there he is. You can pass out on Yakubuski again. So thank you. Please have a safe and enjoyable Christmas. We look forward to serving our community in the new year, continuing our active partnership with our staff and our community as we proceed. So thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so with that, what I'd like to do is take the vote on destroying the ballots. Is there any further conversation or discussion about destroying the ballots? Seeing that, all those in favor? Opposed, none? Thank you very much. I'm going to deviate just a little bit and allow Councillor Weir to offer a few words. I think it's always good. We've learned sometimes that votes in the chambers can cause some discord, and I think he's made an effort to rectify that before it becomes a problem. So thank you.
Thank you, and through you, Warden, I'd like to thank everybody once again for being here. Today I stand before you with gratitude and humility. While I'm disappointed with the outcome of the election, I want to take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Warden Peter Emon on his well-deserved win. The role of Warden is one of collaboration, vision, and leadership. It's a role that requires deep commitment to the principles we hold dear: fiscal responsibility, strategic planning, and the service of the people of this great county. I have no doubt that Peter Emo will approach the responsibility and dedication with skill, drawing the collective wisdom of the council to achieve these goals together. While I may not be serving as warden, I remain committed to serving this community and the council. Working alongside with Warden Emo and the rest of the council, together we will uphold the principles of governance, transparency, and the collaboration that we define in our work. Thank you to everyone who supported me. Thank you for my nominator, Gary Service, seconder Mark McKenzie, and those who had voted for me. Your encouragement means more than words can express, and I thank my colleagues and residents of the county for your continued dedication to making Renfrew County a better place. Once again, congratulations to Warden Peter Emo. I'm looking forward to working with you and the rest of the council to achieve important goals for our county. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And so we turn to our dignitaries. In this instance, it's the mayors of the municipalities who don't sit here. Oh, and okay, so normally we have remarks from Ms. Gallant and from MPP Yakubuski. Oh, and we do have oh, there he is, okay.
There he is. But I will, Warden, unfortunately, our MP is unable to be here, but she definitely congratulates you on winning and passes along her regrets for being unable to attend. So thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, I'm sure Mr. Yakubuski was able to provide a video, and we'll let that play.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Good morning to members of County Council and all your special guests there this morning. Unfortunately, I can't join you. I'm in my office in Queen's Park. As you know, this is the last week of the fall sitting, and we're all expected to be here this week. Wish I could be there, but this is the way it happens from time to time. But I did want to bring my greetings and best wishes. I know that by the time you see this video, you will all already have had your decisions made on who your next warden will be, and I wish that person, the next warden of Renfrew County, all the very, very best in their term as warden. I want to thank you all for the support you've given me over the years, as this is likely my last time to speak to County Council at their inaugural session as your MPP, unless something happens and we don't have an election until 2026. But it's been a great experience for me as well, and I want to assure you that until such time as that election is called, I'll be there for you as I have been for over the last 20 years, and I look forward to continuing to work with you on the various issues of mutual interest to us as citizens of Renfrew County, and of course myself as your provincial representative. So the very best on the rest of the proceedings, and a Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. God bless.
Thank you. And the next on our agenda was Chief Sarrazin. Now, I know they had a council meeting today, so he may join us virtually, and I'll just ask that perhaps if he joins us, we'll allow him to speak at that time. But with that, Warden, your next person to speak is Mayor McGee from the town of Arnprior.
All right, thank you, Mayor McGee. Lisa, if you could join us at the podium, please.
Sveiki. That's hello in Latvian, and I'm practicing in advance of our World Junior. So, Sveiki. Distinguished guests, esteemed members of Renfrew County Council and staff. It is a privilege to be here today. As you know, I rarely have the occasion to join you, as the town of Arnprior is very capably represented by our County Councillor Dan Lynch. Thank you for including me. It's a pleasure to bring greetings to everyone here and to those who join us virtually. It's my honor to recognize and congratulate Warden Peter Emo on behalf of Arnprior Town Council. Just driving here today highlights how darn big this county stretches, and of course I didn't cover all of it, and the commitment that is undertaken by the Warden. A great leader, I think most of us can agree, is compassionate, builds consensus, is willing to consider all points of view, bend on occasion. They need to be a quintessential people person who offers their cards when beneficial and holds them tight when needed. Someone who is solutions motivated and always has their eye on the prize of creating a better tomorrow for all residents. I feel it's also important that they have a sense of humor. And on that note, one of my first introductions to Warden Emo was at the county games in January, and it was snowing sideways. We could hardly see one another, and he turned and he said, "Aren't you glad you ran for office?" I believe that we will continue to have that with Warden Emo, and I'm excited to see how the next year unfolds under his ongoing watch. Congratulations once again. Félicitations. Absevessu. And may the next year be filled with positive challenges and moments that make you feel proud. I would, of course, also like to take this time to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year.
Thank you very much. Mayor McGee always makes me feel welcome, and when I'm in Arnprior, includes me in events, and we often have great conversations as she fills me in on the issues, and there's a few days when we've been there, we walked up through the booths on John Street, and she's very well regarded and liked by her community, quite engaging, and in fact, we almost have to pull her away to try and get the whole event covered. So again, thank you, Lisa, for your support over the last 2 years. And now we'll move to Mayor Sue Dion from the town of Deep River, please.
Now you can hear me. There we go. I'm very pleased to congratulate Peter Emo on his election as warden, and thank Rob Weir for stepping up to run to make this a great democratic process. I'm very happy again to once again bring season's greetings to all of you from the town of Deep River. I know you're very capably represented. We are by Reeve Glen Doncaster, but as Mayor McGee said, it's a pleasure to be here once in a while, so it's nice to see you all. I'd also like to thank all of County Council and the staff for your hard work and for capably representing Renfrew County throughout the year. I know there's many areas that you're involved in, from homelessness to social issues and policing, paramedics, everything else, roads. So I do want to pass on our thanks. I've taken the opportunity at these past events to remind County Council how fortunate we are to have a strong electricity sector in Renfrew County, and I don't want to disappoint you, so I'll talk about it again. We've got 13 hydroelectric generating stations and a world-class nuclear research and development facility at CRL, all within our county, along with very important industries like tourism, military, agriculture, and forestry. These sectors provide excellent jobs for residents, and they serve as an Eastern Ontario cornerstone of Ontario's clean electricity grid. A recent trip I took to Italy with my husband put our fortunate circumstances here in Ontario literally into clear focus for me. You see, my husband and I visited the Naples area in October. It's stunningly beautiful when you can see it, actually. The smog was pervasive. We visited Pompeii, but didn't even have a good view of Vesuvius due to the smog. Poor air quality was even noticeable in Rome. Italy's grid is 33% renewables and 66% oil and gas, including 7% coal, and they don't seem to have any emission controls on vehicles. It was only when we landed in Montreal that we saw clear blue sky again. It was also a stark difference from London, England last year, which has quite clear skies once again. So that was a real eye-opener in Naples and a reminder of how far we've come in Ontario since we got off coal. Thank goodness our prior leaders had vision and courage. I'm pleased Renfrew County is progressing on a climate action plan. I also believe it's really important that, similar to our counterparts in Bruce County, Pickering, and Clarington, we fully recognize and promote our unique history and our strong energy leadership position. I hope to see Renfrew County continue to embrace and expand our role as a clean energy powerhouse in Ontario. Did you know that Renfrew County has less than 1% of Ontario's population, but we host 15% of Ontario's hydroelectric capacity? That's pretty impressive. OPG recently announced hundreds of millions of dollars are being invested in refurbishing and expanding the power output of major hydro dams in our county. These grid improvements bring good jobs and more opportunities for skilled trades. AECL is investing $1 billion in Chalk River Labs to support nuclear energy and other clean energy technologies, as well as nuclear medicine and environmental remediation technologies. Bruce Power, Clarington, and Pickering are all pursuing both refurbishments and new builds, and Ontario is looking at old coal sites for new nuclear. This is all very good news for Renfrew County. So let's embrace our electrical superpower. Let's leverage our impressive facilities, our skilled workforce, and attract more clean tech industries looking to locate here where clean grid exists and sustainable technology is valued and welcomed. Organizations like OPG, Hydro One, and AECL are good corporate citizens. They actually pay their municipal taxes, unlike, for example, some of the oil and gas producers in Alberta. Some owe over $250 million in arrears to Alberta municipalities. Can you imagine if that was our problem here? We just have the OPP problem, and I'm sorry, Warden Emon, it hasn't been solved for my municipality yet. But non-emitting electrification is a made in Ontario and a made in Renfrew County solution, and it's something that we can all get behind and be proud of. As we welcome 2025, and I suggest we choose to look forward, we have really smart, hardworking people doing great things in a fabulous rural atmosphere. Let's leverage this. As community leaders, as the Mayor of Arnprior said, we need to have vision. We should be open-minded, approachable, and receptive to new ideas and new technology. We can't close ourselves off from making things better by clinging to the past. Our Renfrew County tagline is experience our history, share our future. Our history is fascinating, and our future includes electrification. Merry Christmas, and keep those LED lights on. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Dion. Sue never disappoints. Frankly, I learn something every time she speaks, and I enjoy being in the room with her. So thank you very much. And I'd like to call on Mayor Tom Sidney from the town of Renfrew, please.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here this year. I want to congratulate Warden Emo on an election that is well deserved, and I want to thank County Council and the great staff of the county for welcoming me here, and to the special guests that are here as well. For anybody that doesn't know, Renfrew was pretty quiet in the news the last year, so I'm going to share just a little bit to speed you up on what's been going on, and directly link it into the importance of leadership. And Renfrew's very lucky enough to have a very competent reeve to help guide us and provide knowledge, and that is Warden Emo. And I don't think, to be honest, personally, I would have survived 2024 without him and his leadership and his guidance. But more importantly, while everything that was going on, we tackled multi-million dollars in infrastructure and road work. We changed our procedures to a committee of the whole model as opposed to standing committees. There was a numerous amount of change. We are now still waiting for our new CAO that starts January 6th. So while all of that was going on and that was going on, Renfrew continued to move forward. We assumed operations of our McDougall Mill Museum. We take that leadership drive and we look at Renfrew and we want to move it forward. And, in 2025, we still have millions of dollars of work to do in infrastructure and road work. Everybody knows we all have budgets that we're going to have to tackle and deal with. With that, I want to thank Peter for his tremendous knowledge, support, guidance, that shoulder to bounce ideas off of, and stuff. So you guys are very well represented, and the county is very well represented with Warden Emo at the helm, and I look forward to 2025, and I'm looking forward to 2024 being over. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and thank you for all the support that I've received over the last year. But congratulations, Peter, and I look forward to 2025. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor Sidney. And as Tom has alluded, it's been a very interesting and fascinating year, full of learning. And so we've certainly learned a lot together, and I appreciate the confidence of our conversations. Sometimes they're not as flattering as they could be as we both vent and look for a solution. So again, looking forward to 2025, and enjoy working with Tom and the rest of council. And so good to see you, and I'll see you tonight. 5:30, I think. And now I'd like to call on Colonel Jason Guinea, Commander, and Chief Warrant Officer Jimmy Cote from the Garrison Petawawa.
Good morning, everyone. I'll start off by congratulating Warden Eamon again on another successful term. And thanks to all the councillors here. I know we had the opportunity to host many of you at the Garrison a number of weeks ago, so it's great to see everyone again. And I'll echo my comments that I saw there. As a soldier, often we are deployed into areas in the world where democracy and governance and the very basics of human life and dignity have failed. So it really warms my heart to be here to witness democracy and transparency in motion. And I thank you all for your service. I'll keep my remarks very short. Regretfully, my chief had to step out to attend to other business. But we very much appreciate everything that Renfrew County does and all the localities, everything they do, not just for our soldiers, but for our families, as we enter another high operational tempo that we have not seen since the days of the war in Afghanistan. So your support and service to the community is essential, and thank you all for your service. Wish everyone the best, a safe and happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And again, please extend our appreciation to the serving members and their families for their ongoing support to Canada and our community. We certainly appreciate it. And we probably aren't as loud about expressing our appreciation, but it is there, and we'll express it as often as we can. So thank you. And now what we'll do is I'm going to introduce the striking committee, and we're going to suggest that they will meet in the Cedar Room at about probably, I'm going to say 12:15, or no, 12:30, and then we'll resume back in the chambers at 12:45. So we're headed downstairs for lunch as soon as I introduce the striking committee. So the striking committee is James Brose, Michael Donahue, Debbie Grills, myself, Mark McKenzie, Valerie Yon, and Neil Nicholson. So we'll meet at 12:30, and we'll be back in here at 12:45. And one last comment.
Just one last comment. I just wanted to be, we weren't sure if they were able to join virtually, so we're just waiting till the last moment. Again, Chief Sarrazin definitely passes along his regrets for not being here today, but congratulates the successful you as Warden. And Mayor Gervais, I think, is embroiled in budget talks today, so unable to be here, and Mayor Bennett as well is busy doing Laurentian Valley things. So again, both send along their regrets. Thank you.
So we'll take a break for lunch, and we'll head downstairs as soon as we break. Oh yes, and everybody, I'm sorry, everybody in the gallery is invited. We've got lots of lunch. Pardon me? Is it salad bar? It is chocolate and bacon in the salad bar. So I'll call on the chair of the striking committee, please.
Thank you very much, Warden. So we, your striking committee, wish to report and recommend as follows. Bylaw number 1 is a bylaw to establish the county committees for the ensuing year, and that is resolution number SC-CC-25-01-01, moved by myself as chair, seconded by committee, that the persons listed in bylaw number 1.25 be the committees for the ensuing year, and that the first person named on each committee, where bold, be the chair, and that these be established by bylaw at this session of County Council. All of which is respectfully submitted by myself as chair and committee members Donahue, Eamon, Grills, Yon, McKenzie, and Nicholson. Thank you, Warden.
Thank you. Is it necessary to read this into the record? Okay. With the permission of the chair, I'll go ahead and read. So the striking committee, as you're aware, has been named. The standing committee is the Corporate Services Committee. Jennifer Murphy's the chair, David Mayville the vice chair, and you see the responsibilities. Operations is Glenn Doncaster and Dan Lynch as chair and vice chair respectively, and you see their responsibilities. Development and property is James Brose and Rob Weir, and again, you see their responsibilities. Health remains Michael Donahue and Neil Nicholson, I'm sorry. And there are 2 city of Pembroke representatives, and you see their responsibilities. Community Services, Ann Giardini and Debbie Grills, plus 2 city representatives, and you see the responsibilities. The ad hoc committee, the Algonquins of Pikwakanagan, is myself and Gary Service, with the alternate being Jennifer Murphy. The Community Health Programs Advisory Committee is Michael Donahue and myself. Highway 17 is myself, James Brose, Glenn Doncaster, Ann Giardini, Neil Nicholson, Dana Proctor, Gary Service, plus 1 City of Pembroke rep. Land Division is Debbie Grills, Valerie Yon, Mark Wilmer, and the alternate is Keith Watt. Municipal Accessibility Advisory Committee is myself as we reform it, but that may change in the future because of my time spent with a walker and with a cane. It was felt, I could be part of this at some point. Pembroke Area Warming Center Committee, it's myself at this point, and again, it'll be reviewed at the end of the operating year. Recreation Trails Advisory Committee is Glenn Doncaster. You'll note we changed it midway from development and property last year to operations, because operations is where it resides now. Myself on that committee, Dan Lynch and Keith Watt. Climate Action Advisory Committee, and it's to be stood up in the spring, it would be Gary Service. Transportation Advisory Committee, again stood up in the spring, would be James Brose, and those we're just waiting on terms of reference prior to naming other people. I'd spoken to them about these simply because I know they have an interest, and also just so they can acquaint themselves with some ideas moving forward. Appointments to external boards, myself for AMO. Board of Health is James Brose, myself, Jennifer Murphy, Neil Nicholson. Chalk River Laboratories Environmental Stewardship Council is Dan Lynch. And again, just as I mentioned to the striking committee, this appointment is usually someone downriver. They want someone, downriver from the labs, and it's been traditionally an Arnprior or McNabb Braeside or Renfrew or Horton appointment. The County Inter-Municipal Relations Committee is Jennifer Murphy, Michael Donahue, myself, and Gary Service. And the Federation of Canadian Municipalities is Glenn Doncaster. Ministry of Natural Resources Forest Management Plan, Algonquin Park and Ottawa Valley Forest is Mark McKenzie. Ministry of Natural Resources Regional Advisory Committee is Mark Wilmer. Renfrew County Agriculture Economic Development Committee is Dana Proctor. OVTA Board of Directors, James Brose and Rob Weir. Renfrew County and District Community Drug Strategy Steering Committee is Ann Giardini and Michael Donahue. Renfrew County Forestry and Wood Processing Committee is David Mayville. Shaw Woods Outdoor Education Centre is James Brose. And United Way East Ontario is myself. So with that report, is there a mover?
So moved, Warden.
Okay, thank you. And now, with that, any comments, questions, concerns? All of those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Thank you very much, Council. And then we'll move to, there are no delegations, no committee reports, and then bylaws. So I'll take a mover and seconder that the bylaws listed on the County Council agenda dated December 10, 2024 be deemed read 3 times and passed. Can I have a mover, please? A mover from Boncher Valley, second by Head Claire Mariah. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? None. It's carried. Thank you. And we'll move on to notice of motions. Seeing none. Members' written motions? None. New business? Boncher Valley, please.
Thank you, Warden. I'm sure everybody heard the scuttlebutt that we canceled, or the parade in Eganville was canceled on Sunday. We are having it on Friday, November 20th at 7:30 p.m., beginning at EDPS and ending at the Legion, if anybody would like to come. And the Warden has already offered to come in a shiny white truck. What did I say? That would be bad. That would be December 20th. Thank you, Councillor Weir. My brain's moving too fast for me. So Lee, can you wash up a truck for the Warden, please, with the county? A white truck, sir. Yeah. But if anybody would like to join, we'd love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. So canceled Christmas and then rescheduled it for a date in the past. Boy, social media is going to fun with that. Any other new business? With that, we'll move to the confirmatory bylaw. Recommendation is, and I'll take a mover and seconder, that bylaw 3-25, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of the County of Renfrew at the meeting held on December 10, 2024, be now numbered, deemed read 3 times and passed. Mover, please. Greater Madawaska, second by Mr. Bromley. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? None. It's carried. Thank you very much. So with that, we'll move to adjournment. And just again, thank you very much for your participation today. It's very important that we are seen to be responsible and open about how we conduct our business. And you know, your support. I personally am touched and honored by your support. And so thank you, and please have a safe Christmas, a restful Christmas. Spend time with friends and family. I think I said family and friends to somebody the other night, so I'm changing it back to family and friends. And get some rest and enjoy your time. With that, I'd ask for a mover and seconder for a recommendation that County Council adjourn. Mover from Laurentian Hills, seconded by Brudenell Lindock Raglan. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? None. It's carried. Thank you very much.